Hey guys, this is Bonnie Barker with bonniebay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. I'm broadcasting once again from Conway, South Carolina, and it's a cloudy day. We're expecting a little cooler temps. We're back to in the meteorologist list of kind of fun list of the 12 seasons of the Carolinas. I don't know if you remember seeing that. Well, we're at the third winter right now, and it kind of with the pollinating right on the heels of that, so everything is kind of starting to become yellow. But anyway, so I just want you to know today I am going to try to do the best I can to get through the chat. I'm kind of doing it with one arm tied behind my back. Hannah is at the doctor. It's just a regular kind of a checkup thing, so she's not able to moderate for me right now. So, and oh my goodness, my stomach is fine, but my son Hudson is in the air right now somewhere south of Culpeper, Virginia, taking his private pilot's license test. So yeah, I've been a nervous mommy. Trusting God through this, but you remember what it's like when your kids, perhaps if you have children, when they first took their driver's test, the road test, you send them off with their instructor. Well, I guess it's a little bit different because my son has just invested so much of his hard-earned cash and time into this over the last year and a half. So I'm just really been praying for him, and many people are praying for him. So if you think of him, again, he is flying in the air Friday afternoon. It's 12-ish. I'm not going to be able to check the locator on him until after the live. So just wanted you to know that if I'm a little bit off today, I'm gonna blame it on that. But I'm really happy for him. I just really hope he passes this the first time, because it's quite an ordeal for to go through. But anyway. And as soon as he does, I can't wait to go flying with him. And I promise, if I do, when that happens, I'm taking you with me. I'm going to take my cameras so that we won't miss a thing. So anyhow, but he's been doing this since 7 o'clock this morning. He had to get into his plane in Gaithersburg with the instructor and fly down to Culpeper, Virginia, to pick up the test guy, and also to go through orals. So, I mean, there's a lot. You have to pass your orals before you even get in the plane and take the test. So, and that takes probably a good hour or more. So those of you who've ever done that, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty intense. So thanks in advance. If you're praying for him right now, thank you so much. And I hope to post on it as soon as I find something out. So let me go ahead and say hey to everybody. Hey, Margita, thank you for being there today. And Angie, and Sandra. Rainy day there in Beaufort. Yeah, we're expecting rain here anytime. And Annette, it's good to see you, Annette, from South Carolina, good old neighbor. And Alana, Alana says they're going to be getting some snow. Yeah, we saw the winter forecast for Maryland. I'm going to be driving back on Monday, at least that's the plan. But we'll see. The weather may have a different plan, and I certainly don't want to be driving in ice. I respect the ice. So, hey Karen, so glad that you can join us from chilly Washington. Wow, is it Pasco? Is that how you pronounce that? Thank you for joining me, my crochet buddy, designer friend. So looking forward to seeing you at some point. We have Wanda in the chat. And Francesca from Chile, Minnesota. She says she's still working on the Throw of Grace. I'm on the bobble section. Can't wait to finish. I'm so glad you're enjoying that, Francesca. And by the way, I have it on the side here. It has not been blocked. The edging could benefit from some blocking, but since all my blocking equipment, it doesn't fit in my Miata, guys. But I'm going to take this back home and block it. But really, it's just the edging here, just to make it lay a little flatter. But this is, let me pull it over closer so you can see. This is done. And it's just a little bit smaller. I think it's like 43 inches by 46 inches in the DK weight. But it is going to be a nice lap blanket. And this could even be a nice baby blanket for a crib size. It'd really be fun to size it, change up the colors for some baby colors if you're interested in that. So this is the Throw of Grace for those of you who are new to my channel, and it is, all the videos have been released on the channel. The written pattern, which is quite long, but I think very helpful, is in my Lovecraft store, and all those descriptions or things I may speak of will be in the video description below. All right. Oh, thank you, Wanda. Said she enjoyed the talk with Karen Hooley. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had a great time talking with Karen. You basically were just sitting in our fellowship together that we hadn't been able to have in a long time. So I'm glad you enjoyed that, Wanda. I always love talking with a friend. And, oh, by the way, this past, what's today? Today's Friday. I guess it was this past Wednesday. Or was it Tuesday? I don't know what day it is anymore, guys. I got to have lunch with a friend of mine, Randy Cavalieri. I hadn't seen her in 6 years since the CGOA conference in Charleston, South Carolina. So that was back in 2016, she said. Excuse me. So we got together, we're able to meet halfway at a surfside beach and eat some fantastic pizza. And this place called Wildwood or something like that. It's I'd have to look at, let me get the name of it now that I mentioned it. Let me go ahead in case you guys want to check it out. It's kind of a nice little homey fun restaurant. It was called Pizza Hyena at Southside Beach. And there's a place right across the street. They own the restaurant across the street as well. It's called The Gracious Pig, which was supposed to have really, really good barbecue. And I can't wait to take my husband on a date there at some point, or maybe take Hudson when they get down here at some point. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some celebration at these good restaurants there at the beach. We have Denise. Hey Denise. Wow, 4:35 p.m. in the UK. It's cold and raining. Wow. Well, thank you for joining us from all the way across the cold and rainy pond there. Yeah, and Wanda, yeah, she says she's in North Carolina. Absolutely. I may get the Carolinas mixed up. It's kind of funny. Whenever you tell people you're going, people that I've known for 20, 30 years, and they know I went to the University of South Carolina. I'm going to South Carolina on my trip. And every time people say, oh yeah, you're going down to North Carolina. And I'm like, there's a southern one too. We're doing the south one. But love them both. But anyway, it's just kind of funny. I don't know if you guys in the Dakotas get the same thing, North versus South Dakota. People know one over the other. It's kind of strange. But anyway, hey Esther, thank you for being there, my friend. Esther is one of our moderators. I didn't know if you'd be able to make it or not, sweetheart. I hope your finger is doing okay. She was having some issues. Okay, so she's probably not going to be in the chat for long. Okay, well, we'll see. Maybe Hannah will join us in a little bit if she gets home from the doctor's office in time, but I don't know. I told her not to rush. I said don't rush home. We have Jacqueline in the chat. Yay. She said she accidentally deleted her first chat. That's okay. Jacqueline, I've got amazing things that I can do by mistake on these computers. Oh, it's amazing. And we have Denise Westman from Illinois, and Charlene Mendoza. Oh wow, she's working on a Throw of Grace as well. Guys, when you finish your throws, please send me a picture if you can, with the permission to use it in a showcase or to use it for social media, if you don't mind. If you can do that, I am collecting, as many pictures as I can. And if you're not going to finish it by the 31st, I kind of need them by the 31st of March, and I'll put out reminders again and again as we go week to week. Let's see. Oh, by the way, next week I will not be here. I wanted to go ahead and say that early on. I am going to be on a trip with my husband, but if I can broadcast in any way, shape, or form, I'll let you know. But it looks like right now I'm going to be hopefully at about 30,000 feet in an airplane heading somewhere else, which would be the first time I've been on an airplane since March 2020. It'll be kind of fun. So just to let you know, if there's anything I can do on Saturday, I'll let you know. I might be able to bump it to Saturday, but just tell you that to stay tuned, okay, for next week, because it's definitely not going to be the same time, same place. I might have to bump it either a day earlier or a day behind. I don't know. We'll see what we can do, but I don't want to miss our time. So stay tuned. Hate to be so loosey goosey on you, but I am right now. But getting back to the photos of the Throw of Grace, even if you haven't finished by the 30th or the 31st, just send a picture of your work in progress. That's fine. That would be great, actually, just to have something in progress. So again, excuse me, you can send them to me at bonniebay@me.com. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat. It's also listed in the video description below. And again, if you can just say, yes, you have permission to use, that would be great. But it's easier for me to get the pictures if you email them to me. If you post them like on Messenger, on Facebook, or other social media, they tend to compress the image. So the images tend to be, if I try to share from there, they tend to be very grainy and just not very good. So if you can send it to me, send it at a decent resolution. Don't send a real small one. Send at least a medium or bigger, and then we can include that in the slideshow. I'm really looking forward to putting these together and just seeing what colors you guys come up with, because I feel like you guys are so much more talented. Well, combined, we just have a lot more talented combined than we do individually. That just goes without saying. Oh, we have Archer and Ace in the chat. Hey, Archer and Ace. And Sandra from Southern California. Oh, Archer and Ace, thank you so much. You just bumped us up to $90 towards our next song. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did have a mention about that. I think the next time that we get to the $100 goal and for the song and so forth, and I did mention, I believe, that we're going to give this to the Rancho 3M. I believe it's time for that organization. But I'm also going to be doing a matching thing. I want to do a matching to go to the Ukraine. Okay. There's an organization that I absolutely love and trust and have worked with for years. It's called Samaritan's Purse. It's run by Franklin Graham, if you know who he is. But the reason, and I want to stay apolitical as possible on that, but the organization itself is excellent, and they already have a hospital. They already have a hospital there set up, serving the people in the Ukraine. So I wanted to go to that. So what I'm going to do is whatever's donated, I'm going to stay to my word. It will go to one of the other two organizations, but I'm going to do a matching, the same amount going to the other organization, to Samaritan's Purse, to help with the Ukrainian relief, and it's going to be, again, going to the field hospital that's already there. So just to let you guys know. We are, I'm not going to talk a lot about it because this is a happy hour, but as I know your heart is, my heart is also very burdened for that situation right now. Okay, moving on. Between that and my son flying right now, it's amazing I can talk. We have Mel's Kitchen in the chat from California. Oh, thank you. Gosh, that's wonderful. And thank you for that beautiful little picture there. And thank you for your kind words, Archer and Ace. We love you guys. This is just my happy hour. It really is for the week. We have Heather. Hey, Heather. And Love to Craft is here. So great to see you. And Annette Burke. And I just got a bunch of, okay, I'm way behind, guys. You know me. That's just the way I roll. Oh, I see Swati is in the chat. Yeah, Becky. She says got called to work, so some things need to get done. Have a question. Do you have a tutorial on how to read a crochet pattern? I can read one to say, I can read one to save my soul. Okay, Becky, there is a video called Everything You Need to Learn How to Crochet, It's demonstrating the basic stitches, but I think I do talk a little bit about reading crochet patterns in that one. Um, the best bet is to look at the circular, uh, it's called a hot pad. There's one on my site. If you go to the beginning list, if you go to the playlist and look at the beginning videos, a lot of them go through patterns. Some of them go through patterns, but the one that's the round dishcloth, I do go through a crochet pattern step by step. So you could pick up a lot, I think, from having gone by going through that video, because I go through and I actually point, at the writing on the pattern, and then I show you what that means. So step by step, it's a very simple pattern, but I think that would be a place to start. And again, check out the beginning playlist list, and it's just a round dishcloth. It's the only round dishcloth I believe that I have on my site. We have Nigella. Hey, so good to have you back. She said, missed you guys, 2 weeks without you. And Dawn's in the chat, and Sheila says, nice day in Brooklyn, New York, but we were expecting snow. Yes, you are. My husband sent me the weather report, like I mentioned earlier. It doesn't look good. Glad my son is getting his time in the plane today, because tomorrow would be a no-go. Thank you for your prayers, Wanda Gordon. I so appreciate that. And yes, love to craft. All is well with Hannah. She has had serious issues with kidney stones. So I mean, like serious stents, stones that were big enough to block kidney ducts, that sort of thing. And this started, that was like about 4 years ago, but I mean, she had her first kidney stone when she was 16. So she's just having a checkup with her good doctor on that, and just to make sure that everything is okay. Just a routine kind of thing. We have Jacqueline and Swati. Hey Swati, so good to see you from LA. And Tara from Midwest City, Oklahoma. She says she's having a snowy day. Well, I'm so glad you could join us. I'm sorry about the snow, but this isn't gonna last too long. Spring is coming. Well, we have experienced spring, early summer, but we're back to winter again here in the Carolinas. So it looks like thank you, Love to Craft. Yeah, Esther may be here. She may have had to go, but anyway. So if you guys see anything unusual in the chat, just try to ignore it, and when I get to it, I'll try to delete it when I can. I just can't see through it all so quickly without Hannah's help. Hey Harriet, so glad to have you, my friend. Thank you, Dawn. Yes, prayers for Hudson, my son. Yes, thank you, Dawn. And if I hear from hubby, if I get a text or anything that on the update, any updates, I'll definitely let you all know. But I doubt I'm going to hear anything within the hour. Although he should know within the hour, but I don't know. We have Michelle from Montana. Hey, you got the job. Excellent, Michelle. Excellent. Yay for you. That's fantastic. Yes, God is faithful. It's just so cool, though, when we can participate with God on these things. I know God can do things without us praying, but it's just great that He invites us to participate, and with His work. And I just love that. And speaking of which, let me show you something. I got this book. This is my first book I'm reading by this author. I am 2/3 the way through it, and I'm loving it. It's just been blessing to me, and this has nothing to do with crochet, just to let you know, but just kind of a spiritual, kind of food for my soul. And when I'm away from home, like I am this past month, it's just hard for me to get to sleep by myself. So I like to stay up. I kind of stay up late until I fall asleep reading, which helps me. But this is by Brant Hansen. Some of you may know him. He has a podcast. It's called Blessed Are the Misfits. And I was really drawn to this. I mean, hey, I was a band kid. I mean, being in the marching band and stuff just kind of is in the category, but I don't care. I love it. and then you throw a crochet hook and some yarn. I mean, obviously we're different. The book is just really, really wonderful. So far, I can't, again, I have to finish reading it before I can vouch for the whole thing, but been really blessed by it. The guy who is the author um, is on the autism scale. He has Asperger's and some other, struggles in life. But it's just been wonderful just to read his take on life and perspective, and also just the social groups that can sometimes be a stumbling block if you're just a little bit introverted, like a lot of us can be. But anyway, it's just a really, really encouraging book. And if you're looking for something, check it out and let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know. There's another book that I had been recommended by a close friend, said, oh, this other book is great. And so I have an Amazon account, and I accidentally sent it to my house in Maryland. So I'm like, well, that was brilliant. I needed it to come here to the Carolinas. So I went online and just found another title that he wrote, and I thought, that looks interesting. And it actually it has been a very good read. It's not boring at all. In fact, it's one of those books that it's not putting me to sleep at night, it's keeping me awake. So hoping to finish it tonight and, before I transition back. All right. We have Alma from Spring, Texas. What a great name. Alma, I am coming to your state on Friday. No, Friday? Yeah, next Friday is, I think I'm not going to Spring, Texas, but I think we're going to Dallas. But anyway, I'll let you know once we get there. I've never been to Dallas. So only been to El Paso on my way into Juarez, Mexico for a missions trip. That's my only experience with Texas. So I'm looking forward to a cooler, less hot experience in that state. Thank you for your encouragement, Karen. Thank you for praying for him right now. He needs it. We all need it. He needs it. Poor boy. And Yushi is from Germany. Hey, welcome. So glad that you could join us. I know it's the evening there as well. And thanks for joining us, Elaine. And Dawn says, what is that beside you, Bonnie? Yeah, I talked about it already. I'm sure you posted your post about 20 minutes ago. This is the Throw of Grace in a single color instead of all the different colors. So that's what that is. We have Goga B. Wow, that's an interesting name. And Chrissy, thank you. Oh, thank you for your comments. That is so sweet. You guys are such great encouragers. And we have Liz from Brazil. How wonderful. And Jake Parker is here. Hey, Jake, so glad you can join us. It's been a while since I've seen you post, but thank you for coming today and saying hey. And we have, is that Nide from Brazil? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but thank you. Gosh, 2 people from Brazil. And Dawn says her and her husband are celebrating their 39th anniversary today. Oh my goodness, congratulations, Dawn. Best wishes for 39 more, many more. That's wonderful. You guys are ahead of us. Well, my husband and I are looking forward to celebrating 34 this June. So, Lord willing, we make it that far. We're really, looking forward to July. But just thinking of July, it's like, whoa. I've got a trip in July right after that. So that'll be fun. Have kind of a separate vacation after our anniversary. We have Kimberly from Virginia. Hey, Virginia, my son is flying in your state right now somewhere. So if you look up and wave, it just might be him going overhead in a 172. We have Jacqueline and, thank you, Dawn, for your sweet comment. Yay, Karen. She said, my friend Karen Hooley, who has been battling cancer, said, just had my last treatment for this quarter yesterday, so I'm spoiling myself today by just watching some videos of crochet. Yay, Karen, praise the Lord. I hope that goes well. Um, yeah, I've got some news. We need to talk. There's another husband of a crochet friend that has recently been diagnosed with the same thing that you were um, dealing with. So we have to talk. Um, we have Tammy from Oregon. Hey Tammy, and Brat's mom. Hey Linda, so glad that you could be here. Yeah, and she says, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, that really helps the little bots in the background to say, watch this, watch this. So, and maybe some of those folks will actually pick up a hook and start crocheting. Um, and see, oh, Swati said, I started to throw up grace, and then my kitty had a hairball on it. Oh my goodness. Ah. Yeah, those kitty cats can do stuff like that, can't they? Um, that reminds me of a picture of some yarn I ripped out. It just looked like a giant lion hairball, which is kind of gross, but I'm not going to be using that yarn for anything. So, um, oh wow, Sheila says Randy was her crochet teacher in Brooklyn. Yeah, we had a really good pizza, and I'm trying to watch my calories. And they have this. You can have these really great pizzas on your cauliflower crust, and they're made in a fire, a wood fire oven, I think is what they call it. So really really good, really nice people who own the place. Really good service. So I highly recommend it. Again, the Pizza Hyena at Southside Beach in South Carolina. Um, Okay, Jane has an interesting question. She says, how would you compare the Hobie yarn with the original yarn you used? Actually, Jane, I would say they're about the same. I would say they're about equal. I think the Hobie yarn might be a little more economically based, might be less expensive, but in a sense, I'm a little hesitant to compare until I get my hands on some of the worsted weight yarn, the Amigo yarn by Hobie, because sometimes it can vary even from size to size, if you know what I mean. So I want to try to do another project using their worsted weight, just so I can go through a number of balls of yarn and just check on quality control. And I'll give you the final report. I only had one knot in 15 balls of yarn, 14 or 15 balls of yarn for this project, and there was one knot in it, which is kind of interesting because I bought some other yarn from a big box store about 2 weeks ago, and I started using it a couple days ago. I mean, 10 minutes in, I'm already coming to the knots, and I'm like, ugh. So I think one knot in 14 to 15 balls is pretty good. And I think it's going to wear fairly well. I mean, it is acrylic. It's not rough at all. It feels relatively soft to the touch. But it's one of those things, only time will tell how it will wear. So, and that goes for the Cascade Anthem yarn as well. This Throw of Grace is the first time I've used that yarn as well. I might not use it again just simply because of the availability. It's really not available anywhere, or it's harder to find. And I didn't realize that was going to be the case. So I still think the paint box is still sitting in the number one seat, but I would, for the worsted weight, and again, because I haven't tried the Hobie worsted weight, I am going to do that, and I'll have to, let's just say the jury is still out on it, okay? But I think this is fine though. I have definitely used worse yarns. I definitely like this better than the Brava from Knit Picks, and I love some of the stuff from Knit Picks. I really do. The Brava yarn is good, but I think this is better, and I think the Cascade Anthem. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but I think this is a little better than the Brava. Not sure about how it compares to the paint box. Okay, I'm talking in circles now. Sorry, but thank you for that question, Jane. That's a great question. Okay, so Nigella says, I've begun the Eileen Shaw in mohair. I undersized my crochet hook for a 3.5. Okay, 3.5, that's a size E, I believe, because I'm going to be using that in a design soon. Yeah, I would love to see how that looks, Nigella. And speaking of the Eileen Shaw, let me go ahead and pause and show those of you who may not have seen this. This is, if I can get it here, this is the Eileen Shaw. If you can see that, you can almost see the stitches better at an angle here. This uses the honeycomb and just some surface textures. And you know, you can wear it as a shawl. You can, you know, wear it as, you know, as a scarf. And the yarn that I used is yarn that was local yarn. I'll go ahead and put this here. Local to my area, by a gal in Columbia, Maryland. Her name is Carolyn. And there's a link in the video description should you want to use the same yarn. And as I said last week about the yarn, it's not cheap, it's just amazing. It is a blend of 60% merino superwash, 20% yak, 20% silk. And you may ask, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's kind of fun, and it's an you know, it has some yak yarn, which is a hair, which is, you know, kind of exotic. But beyond that, let me just show you the way this yarn took the dye is just really nice. I mean, I just really enjoy it, and I do plan on getting some more of this yarn from her in the future. There is a link in the video description if you want to buy from her Etsy store, and she is including a 10% code, so check that out in the video description. Let me see, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that myself so that I can give it to you correctly. The coupon code for 10% off is thank you to one. Okay, so that is the coupon code. I hope it still works. If you want to get 10% off your order for the yarn for this, it is a fingering or sock weight yarn, and there is, I think, 400 yards in each. It's either 400 or 435. I'm not exactly sure. Let me look at the information. Maybe I did put it in here. No, I did not. It's either 400 or 435. It's one of those two yardage, but I needed 3 to make it the same size that I just showed you here. Okay. Let's see. Dawn says, ooh, to Swati about the hairball from the cat. Yes, indeed. I'm glad I don't have to be around when my daughter's cats do that. We have, oh, Annette wants to know, what does my shirt say? My shirt, oh yeah, this is in my Teespring store's Key to Happiness. It's a joke, okay? But it just has the list of abbreviations for crochet. I just thought that would be kind of fun. Last year when I came up with this, and I finally lost enough weight to get back into the medium sweatshirt. I tried it on about 2 months ago, and it was way too tight. So, well, this is gonna have to wait. So finally got some of it off so that I can get back into some of my clothes. And that's a whole nother battle I won't get into, but let's just say it's been interesting during the pandemic, losing weight, gaining part of it back, and we're trying to get that part of it off again, and it goes on a lot faster than it comes off. That's all I'll say. It's a lot of sacrifice. We have Erica watching from Connecticut. Yay, Erica, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I have loaded a bunch of questions again. So guys, I'm clearly not going to get to all the questions. Where did it go? Where did it go? I told you I'm a little nervous today. Oh, there you go. There you are, Erica. She says, still working on the Celtic mandala throw. Have a great weekend. Thank you. You too, my friend. And Don says, yes, we do. I live in South Dakota, so they have the same problem there. I guess always being called North Dakota instead of South Dakota. Yeah, it's really funny. Uh-oh, someone just pushed us over the limit. Oh, Lynn is in the chat. Hey, Lynn, thank you so much. Let me hold on. I gotta scroll down here. Linda Smith, thank you, my friend. You just pushed us to the $110 mark. So we are going for a song or something the next time we get together. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared with something right now. I thought about that, but I've just spent the whole morning just praying, tracking, communicating, seeing how things are going. With my son Hudson again, because that's been going on since 7 a.m. Just kind of tracking his progress with our apps. I know we're being big snoops on him, but just really happy for him, but understandably nervous and concerned. All right, thank you so much for your generosity, Linda. So because of that, you pushed us over the $100 mark. I'm gonna just make it 110, and then we'll just start the next week's later. So 110 to the Rancho 3M in Juarez, Mexico, and then 110 is going to go to the field hospital that is being run in the outside the Ukraine. I believe it's right outside the border, or somewhere there in that war torn zone for their field hospital. So thank you. I'm just going to double up on that and do that once we get done with the live. It's on its way. I promise. Um, oh. Nigella says, the silk in the yarn, getting back to the scarf, the silk in the yarn is just fabulous because it's shiny and soft. That's excellent. I would love to see what you're doing. I guess you're working with the mohair silk. Yeah, I love that blend myself. And Jane says, I've just ordered some yarn art flowers for a shawl. Has anyone ever tried that? I have not, James. Maybe somebody else can post. I have not tried that. Um, so, and let's see. Let me go back to where we left off here. Way behind, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, Desmita is in the chat. Hey, Desmita, I see you. And again, Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll miss you too. But we can be in touch. I'll be working on, responding to social media as I can. But yeah. But I stay tuned, Lynn. I may try to do something either Thursday or Saturday. I don't know yet. I just have to wait and see. And once I get away with my honey, though, I just really may just kind of go, kind of go off the grid and just enjoy being away with my hubby. Um, yeah, and Wanda Gore says Samaritan's Purse is great. They are here in North Carolina. Yes, yeah, run by Franklin Graham, son of Reverend Billy Graham. Yeah, yeah, I have a lot of respect for what they do. A lot of respect. They've helped a lot of people. And when my kids were little, we used to take part of the shoebox ministry they have each Christmas. We've packed hundreds of those things, and haven't done it in a while. But when my kids were small, we would go shopping and just spend a lot of money on a lot of stuff. The kids just loved doing that. Um, And Anne, oh wow, Anne from Kilkenny, Ireland. Welcome, Anne. That's great. You can be here. I love your country. I can't wait to go back. Yeah, Wanda says time with hubby trumps us. Yeah, it kind of does, Wanda. I love you guys, but he's he's pretty. My husband's got a lot of great qualities, so yeah, I'm looking forward to being with my man for a while. Thank you for the well wishes, Tammy. Excuse me. And Dawn, thank you so much. Yeah, we're hoping to have a good trip. It's going to be doing something we've never done before, and I'll tell you all about it at some point. Um, yeah, I would love to take you guys with us, maybe, but anyway. Um, and let's see, we have Jake Parker. Yeah, hey Jake. I did see you earlier. Yes, I'm so glad you could be here. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And hey, crochet done my way with Wanda is in the chat in Nevada, headed to Reno. Well, you get around, Wanda. As you all know, Wanda is our truck driver that brought us all the toilet paper and food and everything we needed during the pandemic. This gal has never stopped spinning her wheels, taking care of us. So thank you, Wanda, for all you do again, and all you, just like you, truck drivers out there just serving us. Um, Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have Rhonda from Indiana. Hey, Rhonda. And Linda from Wisconsin. And Luz Martinez as hola, buenos dias. Buenos dias, amigo. And Dawn talking about Hannah says, I feel so bad for her with the kidney stones, worse than having a baby. Believe me, I know. I understand, Dawn. I've had 1 year trip with it before too, and oh, I wish we could talk a lot about that. But and you know what it came from? It came from eating too well. It came from eating too much spinach. It's from eating too much good wholesome foods. I kid you not. There's something called, what's it called? I can't remember the word for it now, but there's something in dark green foods that put me in the hospital. So that's all I got to say. But Hannah's been doing pretty well. That real scary episode about 4 years ago, it was life threatening. It was scary for this mom. But she spent about 5 days in the hospital, um, but came through it okay. Took a few weeks to come through that, many procedures, but she's doing well. Oh, we have Jennifer from England. Says, always look forward to Friday chat. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. Love your beautiful country too. Um, and Emma, so glad you could join us. Well, guys, let me go ahead and pause there on the hellos. I just love chatting with you guys. Just seeing who's here. Oh, I gotta say hi to Stephanie in Texas and San Antonio. Says we would love to have you visit here. Oh, well, I get to come to Dallas. I don't know how far that is from San Antonio. I need to look at a map, but I'll have to. I would love to come to the Dallas Fiber Festival. Or not, is it Dallas? Yeah, DFW, Dallas Fiber, Dallas Fort Worth Festival. I don't know if you've ever been to that, Stephanie. I've heard it's really great. I've never been. I would like to teach there, but I didn't apply this year because I've got some other travels that are going to conflict with that, but I would love to have tried. Um, oh, Anne in Ireland says it's green here in Ireland, 5:20 p.m. Setting up for St. Patrick's Day. 2 years without parade because of COVID. Excellent, excellent, and I'm so happy. And that brings me to the next thing I want to show you. This is coming on Monday, and I love the way this came out. This is the Kiss Me I'm Irish, a crocheted scarf. It's an ace. It's a big triangle. It's an asymmetrical triangle, and let me show you the cable. If you can see that, where you have two cables turns into one, cable turns into two, and is trimmed with the ribbing. And I'll just wrap this around, a little bit. I mean, you can get out your fixtures and different things and style it however you want. Unfortunately, the exact yarn, I mean, there's nothing unusual about green yarn, so just get some green yarn if you want, or if you don't do greens, here's some yarn that I was sent. I made another one in a kind of a variegated yarn. This is from Lamb Shop Kits. I used 2 of their yarn, and they are now doing some hand dyeing, so you can check out lambshopkits.com and look at their hand dyed yarns that they have, and I mean, it turns out just as well. But this is some yarn that was in my stash from an indie dyer who did not, her business did not survive COVID, unfortunately. But I went ahead and used her yarn anyway. So if you can probably find some really great specials on green yarn. I used about, I think I had 2 of these. Yeah, I think this was 800, maybe 850 yards of a fingering weight yarn. Again, the video is coming on Monday. I'm going to try to get this up this weekend in the watch channel with the complimentary pattern. The pattern is going to be available in my Lovecraft store as soon as the pattern goes live. And let's see, I just want to let you know, watch subscribers, be on the lookout for this. And for those of you who don't know about my watch channel, it is a paid subscriber channel, no commercials, no spam, basically no interruptions. I think it's very easy to search out patterns there. There are a number of free PDF downloads that would normally be patterns that you would have to purchase from my store. Not everything has an attached PDF pattern, and I just like to say this up front because people say, but you don't have a pattern for this one. Sometimes it's because I don't own the rights to the pattern, depending on whether the pattern has been sold to a publication company like Crochet World magazine or Crochet magazine or Interweave magazine, or it could be, I did make some videos from my books. So if they're from my books, like Cable Crochet Made Easy, any of the contemporary Celtic crochet, Celtic cable crochet, and the leisure arts booklets, I cannot give you the patterns to those because or at least most of those, I don't own the publication rights. So you'd have to seek the written pattern from my publisher because they own the rights to the pattern. But but anyway, just to let you know, but the ones that I do retain the ownership of, which is really striving to keep the ownership of everything going forward, and you will have that free or complimentary is the word I like to use, PDF, because it's not really free because you are paying for the service. It's $6.95 a month. If you get the year, it's about you save a little bit, so it's $69.50, I believe it is, for the year. So it's a little bit cheaper. You save the expense of about 2 months if you get the year. But anyway, Kiss Me, I Am Irish is coming on Monday. I got to get busy getting that all set up with all the technical things I got to do with that. Let me check hold on, let me check something here. Let me check something. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me text Hannah. I'm just texting my group chat there on something. I don't know if I'm waiting on pins and needles to hear from Hudson. I still have no clue how everything is going with them. So I just wanted to do that real quick. We have, is it Raja? Thank you for asking about Hannah. Hannah is not answering you in the chat right now because she's at the doctor's office. So she's doing fine though. She is doing fine. She just posted something. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted. Kay Tara says, stop at Buc-ee's while you're in Texas. I will keep an eye out for that. Let's see. We have Tammy from Connecticut. Hey, and Yvonne from Atlanta. But I am also originally from Germany. How cool is that, Yvonne? I've got a couple kids and their spouses living outside of Atlanta. Linda from Portland. His weather is crazy. Went from single digits to almost 60 degrees this week. Happy hooking, y'all. Yeah, Linda, I think that's why with spring they say in like a lion, out like a lamb. So we're seeing the lion part of it here too. Yeah, um, lots of storms and stuff in the south especially. But yeah, I think I would definitely trade the single digits for 60s any day. Um, Hey, Raja, I am doing fine, my friend. Doing well. And we have, oh my goodness, Ashwini, if I'm saying that right, from India. My goodness, welcome all the way from another continent there in Asia. That's fantastic. And Sharon's Crochet Corners, hugs right back to you, my friend. Thank you. I need to check out your channel, see how you're doing. We have, is it Pi Lynn from Virginia? Just loves your crochet blankets. Yeah, Pilot. Yeah, I love the Lord. I mean, I have I have no choice. He's just taken such great care of me, and yeah, thank you. Um, by the grace of God, that I can call myself a Christian. Certainly not by my behavior or anything I've ever done. Just to make that clear to everybody, it's not because I'm any better than anybody. It's just the opposite of that. It's just very needy, and that's why I need him so much. Um, Thank you, Lynn. I will give Hannah your message that you're missing her. Let me check and see if she's back yet. All right. Just got an update from my husband, Hudson. I mean, from Caleb, from my husband that Hudson is still flying. So he is still in the process of taking his test. So and that's been going on since before 12. Oh, I hope he's doing okay. Um, and Karen Hooley says, it's been a rough, this is concerning her cancer treatments. It's been a rough go around this time, but I'm still swinging with the help of our Lord. Hopefully, only one more round next quarter and I am done. Oh, I hope so, Karen. I hope so. I hope so, my friend. I want to see you again in person. We need to just, if nothing else, I say, for some reason, I always place you in Pennsylvania, and I know you're in Washington State, but I just think, oh, I just want to drive by there, swing by there on the way home, but that's kind of a few thousand miles out of my way. Uh, this Dubas Meter wants to know, when is my next book coming up? I can't really say. I'm sorry. I do have ideas and plans in the works, but I can't really say. I'm really hoping maybe something for the fall. Would love to say the summer, but the summer is just too busy with travels already. And I had a lot of preparation to do for brand new classes that I'll be teaching. And I have an announcement. I did get word that it looks like I will be teaching. I haven't signed a contract, but it's all green lights at this point for Pittsburgh in August. So it looks like they want me there, and I want to be there. And it looks like we are working things out. So I'm really excited about that one. That's only 4 hours or so from my home. So I'm really looking. It's like 3.5 hours depending on what part of the city. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been to this festival. I've always wanted to go, but something has always gotten in the way, or just not having the money to travel. But it's a go as far as we know. And also wanted to remind you there are still plenty of seats left. I know people are a little shy about the COVID thing. My husband sent me a map in our group chat with our family recently, and the map looks really, really good. COVID is down. It is down, 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 down. So, I mean, it's looking like it's going to be a very good time to get together in April in Colorado. So, Loveland, Colorado, April 20th through the 23rd. I will be there teaching classes. I believe you can still sign up on site if you come at the last minute. Right now there are seats. If things fill up when people arrive, I don't know how that's going to go, but please consider checking out some of these classes. And if not, definitely stop by the marketplace. I think it's noon on Friday. I'll have to verify that again, but I'm going to be doing a little something in the marketplace there. I would love to meet you. Um, so, but take a look at everything is in the video description below. I do have, those classes. Again, they're an investment, and when you invest in that money does not go all into my pocket. I promise you. Actually, it's far from that, but a lot of it goes to support the organization, to pay for the venue, to keep the fiber arts alive. So, to keep publications out there, professional publishers alive too, because that kind of helps keep the quality control up a bit. But anyway, consider that if you're in the Colorado area. I'm also going to be teaching classes, yay, in at the CGOA conference in June. Is it June? No, it's in July. Get my days straight. In July in New Orleans. This would be July 20th through the 23rd, I believe, or thereabouts. And again, Pittsburgh will be in August. So definitely, keep your ear out. The classes have not been released yet for CGOA, but they are saying sometime in mid-March the classes will begin opening. And I will tell you, those classes do fill quickly. And I believe there's like 20 seats in each one, so that's not a lot. And there are going to be a lot of other teachers there, a lot of really good classes. And the CGOA, which is Crochet Guild of America, is strictly crochet. There might be a knitting class here and there, but it's primarily a crochet event. It's the largest crochet event, I believe, like that in the country. That's not multi fiber arts. It's really focused on the one that we love the most, or at least that's my primary fiber language. Like knitting too. I love knitting, but I'm my primary. It's like it's like if I ever learn a second language, which I would love to before I die, but you know, I'm always going to be thinking in English. Well, this like with crochet, when it comes to fiber, crochet is my primary. I'll always default to that. But I do enjoy the knitting as well. And in at the Interweave conference, you'll be able to take knitting classes, crochet, spinning, weaving. I mean, they've got it's just a much wider palette on fiber arts there. So you know, if you're interested in some of the other ones, definitely check that out. Um, and Sheila, as soon as I find out my schedule, I will let you guys know. I will post it, but that's still being hashed out. I actually checked the site today, and they don't have anything published yet for that. So I think they're still, you know, signing contracts and getting people lined up for that. Yeah, Cynthia, I'm talking about Samaritan's Purse in Boone, North Carolina. Yeah, they do a lot of good work there. So they are going to get, I'm going to do that out of my personal kind of matching funds, but in a personal way because I didn't announce that beforehand. So going forward for the super chat, I'm going to add them as a third option. Okay, so where we could designate our donations to from the super chat. And I know some people may have funny feelings about that. And I respect that, but just wanted to be clear and upfront about that. All right. Oh, we have Phyllis from, is it Leoma, Tennessee, and wow. And I just had a bunch of things, a bunch of people load. I'm not going to get to everybody today. It's getting near the end there, but we do have. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Sheila. I'm going to add that to this one going out the door today, okay? So I'm going to say 120 to both. Thank you so much, Sheila, for your generosity. Sheila Ridge just donated $10 through the super chat. Thank you so much. Lots more people. I'm not going to be able to read everyone live here, but I will definitely take a look once I go off. Let's see. Well, let me see. We have Ashwini, if I said that right, from India. Wow, I did read that one before. I do remember that now. All right. Thank you, Charlene, for praying for my friend Karen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She says, Charlene says she finished the throw of grace. All I need is blocking it. Please send me a picture so we can share with everybody how beautiful you guys' work is. We have Gloria Bowman, Ms. Glow's Crochet Creations. I'll give you a wave back, friend. Thank you so much for joining us. And Marie from London. Maria. Let's see. And Yvonne does have a crochet question. She says, Bonnie, I was wondering if the cables and stitches you use for your Celtic inspired patterns are from my book, or are they what you have seen in garments in Ireland? It's a little bit of everything, Yvonne. Some of the stitches that I learned back in the late 1970s from leisure art leaflets called Fisherman Crochet by a woman named Annie Ough. Ough is the way you spell her last name. I believe she has passed away. I mean, she was probably about my age back in the 70s. So I did try to look her up, and she is deceased. But I learned a lot from her. I have been inspired by a lot of Irish knitwear and just trying to come up with ways to make crochet cables look better. So some of the stitches, like the cabling, for example, let me get the green one back here. Some of these stitches I designed in order to try to get them to mimic knitting stitches. So these stitches, the way these cables are formed and the way they're a little bit smoother than the traditional crochet cables is kind of my design. honeycomb, my way of doing that, I never learned that from another designer or anything. I never saw it in publication. And like the Celtic weave is one that I came up with. My daughter just encouraged me. My daughter Becky encouraged me to do something different, come up with my own. So I'm like, okay, I will. And that's when the Celtic Weave was born. And the first time that that was ever published was in 2010 in Aran Afghans to Crochet. You will not find it sooner than that. You won't find it called anything sooner than that. And I'm not, I feel like I'm trying to defend myself because people have laughed at me when I've said that, but let it be, whatever. Um, but yeah, this has just been my quest. I guess my passion is to make beautiful things, but with my hook. And and by the grace of God, we're doing it. And I'm just really, really, really happy to do that. But I am inspired by your country. I have written an entire book about it called Contemporary Celtic Crochet. That was my first book. And in that book, I have many pictures from your beautiful country. I was able to travel with my husband. I tagged along on his business trip to Ireland, and it was in Dublin, but we went a few days early and were able to spend time driving across the island, and even taking a boat ride to the Aran Isles to Inisheer Island, and meeting a lot of people there, and just taking lots and lots of pictures. So the book has not just the Irish designs, but it also has the pictures of, you know, cliffs of Moher, and, you know, lots and lots of other things there. So so yeah, it's ode to your country for sure. Um, so thank you guys. Your comments are so kind. Thank you so much. Um, all right. I again woefully behind. I am not going to get to everybody. Again, I'll try to say hi to some. Lashira Crochet. So glad you guys are here, and Jetty. Thank you for being here. And Tammy, thank you so much for your kind words. And Patricia in San Fernandino Valley. Wow. Lots and lots of people here. All right, lots of chat. Hey, Brenda's there. Hey, Brenda. So glad to see you in the chat, my friend. Hold on a second. I see some comments. I'm on pins and needles, guys. I got a text from my husband. Looks like the plane has landed, so I don't know what that means. So I don't know if that's thumbs up or thumbs down, or what. So and let's hope, fingers crossed, let's hope this was successful for my son. Hold on a second. I just want to see. I know I don't look nervous, and my stomach is not doing flip-flop, surprisingly. The peace of God. Okay, so we're not going to hear. I'm probably not going to hear before I go off. So anyway, thank you guys for praying for Hudson today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do want to read something to you. Again, this is from my book, a book I use by Mr. Spurgeon, Morning and Evening. If you've never heard of Spurgeon before, it was a 19th century preacher, great guy, lived in the day before antibiotics and many other things that we enjoy, suffered much, and just knowing the climate that we're in with everything that's going on, you know, with Ukraine and you know, and all of that, and that's not to minimize COVID. COVID is still a thing. People are still suffering with that. My friend Karen in the chat, I mean, she's battling cancer. Another friend of mine, husband, is doing the same. You know, we have our battles, and I just really appreciate Mr. Spurgeon's writings, because he always puts it in perspective. He does not minimize them, and I don't want to ever do that. Even small trials can be a mountain when they're ours. Um, but let me go ahead and just read. This is from Acts 14, um, verse 22. It's based on this verse. We must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. And this is um, these are Spurgeon's words on that. And this is, by the way, primarily written to Christians. So if you're not a Christian, you're welcome to listen, but this is just where my source of encouragement comes from. And I'm happy to share that, not pushing it, but I just want to encourage those who will benefit from this. God's people have their trials, like my friend Karen, like all of us at a time or two. It was never designed by God when he chose his people that they should be an untried people. They were chosen in the furnace of affliction. They were never chosen to worldly peace and earthly joy. Freedom from sickness and the pains of mortality was never promised them. But when their Lord drew up the charter of privileges, he included chastisement amongst the things to which they should inevitably be heirs. Trials are part of our lot. They were predestined for us in Christ's last legacy. So surely as the stars are fashioned by his hands and their orbits fixed by him, so surely are our trials allotted to us. He has ordained their season and their place, their intensity and the effect they shall have upon us. Good men must never expect to escape troubles. If they do, they will be disappointed, for none of their predecessors have been without them. Mark the patience of Job. Remember Abraham, for he had his trials, and by his faith under them, he became the father of the faithful. Note well the biographies of all the patriarchs, prophets, apostles, and martyrs, and you shall discover none of those whom God made vessels of mercy, who were not made to pass through the fire of affliction. It is ordained of old that the cross of trouble should be engraved on every vessel of mercy, as the royal mark whereby the king's vessels of honor are distinguished. But although tribulation is thus the path of God's children, they have the comfort of knowing that their master has traveled it before them. Amen. They have his presence and sympathy to cheer them, his grace to support them, and his example to teach them how to endure. And when they reach the kingdom, it will more than make amends for the much tribulation through which they pass to enter it. I just get so much from his readings, and I hope that encouraged you today. Well, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and remember, next week is a big maybe. I definitely will not be able to broadcast at this next Friday at 12, but stay tuned. I will post in the community section what my plans will be for next week. Thank you so much for being here, for your faithfulness. God bless. Bye-bye.